this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Chris Brown?
Here.
Rob Cruz?
Present.
Amy Grantham?
Here.
Nancy Hopper?
Present.
Katie Jess?
Here.
John Crowdy?
Here.
Melissa Smith?
Present. Will you all stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Comment.
Next on the agenda is the approval of the previous minutes. That would be for July 18th, 2022. What is the pleasure of the board?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Chris Brown?
Aye.
Rob Cruz?
Aye.
Amy Grantham?
Aye.
Nancy Hopper?
Aye.
Katie Jess?
Aye.
John Crowdy?
Aye.
Melissa Smith?
Aye. Next, you have in front of you the agenda. What is the pleasure of the board?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Chris Brown?
Aye.
Rob Cruz?
Aye.
Amy Grantham?
Aye.
Nancy Hopper?
Aye.
Katie Jess?
Aye.
John Crowdy?
Aye.
Melissa Smith?
Aye. Next is the opportunity for the audience, if there is any public comments. I suppose, yeah, radio guy's not coming up.
Gallery is full tonight.
Next, we have reports. Does anyone on the board have a report?
I will just say that the Region 1 CASB meeting is next Monday in Akron, and I think some of us have already signed up to go, but yeah, just a reminder.
Okay. Next, we have Superintendent Report. Report from the Superintendent.
All right, I think it's my turn, isn't it? So I'm getting that section, I'm running the agenda off my phone here. So, let's see here. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for being willing to, I guess, accommodate my situation here. First time I've ever done a meeting of any sort, let alone a board meeting from a bed. So, although I will tell you, I do feel not bad. I'm getting better. It just takes a lot to get across the floor. So, let's see here. I wanted to talk to you guys about just the opening of the school year so far. I wanted you to know that I've been to every single school building so far. I got to sit in on some of their initial in-services, and I was really impressed with the work that was done by all the principals with their staff. I got to spend a lot of time meeting people. Also got to sit in on some meetings with transportation as well as the maintenance personnel, and have just found that everybody's been so welcoming and so gracious and just good people, and we ought to be proud of who we have here, and really excited for the beginning of the school year. So, let's see here. Superintendent. I'm not finding my notes on here, but so anyway, the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was tomorrow morning, to remind you that we have a breakfast for the staff that starts at 7:30. Anybody who wants to speak to the staff when we go into the auditorium, we kind of get that set up. Just let me know. Some of you already have, but if you wouldn't mind letting me know again, I was a little brain foggy the last few days. I think you all received an agenda for tomorrow morning as far as what we want to do and how we're going to plan that. And I'm going to come in electronically. And so all of you are welcome. We would love for you to come and just see the amazing people we have here in Fort Morgan. And then the last thing I wanted to report on was the new teacher event we had. It turned out to be a really nice event out at the block, and the chamber brought in some money to some sponsors to help welcome some of our new staff in, and it was very much appreciated by the staff, and enjoyed by everyone who went. So if you don't have any questions, that's my report. And if you do have questions, speak loud so I can hear you. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Sanders. Next, we have Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Assessment, Dr. Frasco, the lone person standing.
I have no report.
Of course.
Welcome back.
Next on the agenda is the Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Miller. Tony, do you have a report?
Tony, that's you.
Is it my turn, Bev? I can't really hear.
Yes.
It's for me? Okay.
Your turn.
I just have a couple pieces of correspondence from Moss Adams regarding our upcoming audit. The one that's addressed to Melissa is the actual engagement letter that needs to be signed by Melissa, and then we return it to them. And it just outlines what they will and won't do during the audit. And then the timing, they're planning to deliver the audit in December, which I'm really excited about not having to extend this year. Also list the fees that we agreed upon for them. And then the shorter correspondence that's addressed to the board, it's basically a condensed version of what they said in the engagement letter. The only thing I was going to point out, just for clarification, if you looked in that section towards the bottom where it lists the services they're going to provide, that number 3, assist with GASB 68, that has to do with how we present our para and pension obligations. And Amanda was a huge help with that last year, so I expect she'll continue to do that for me. The other thing on page 2, they list 3 areas that could have significant risk. They list that so that we will be prepared to have them do additional testing within revenue recognition, management override controls, and compliance with federal regulations. So we do have 2 of the same audit personnel from last year. We have Amanda and Jason, and then Sophie out of the Denver office is also joining the team this year. Other than that, any questions?
How does their fee compare to last year, Tony?
Can you speak up? I can't really hear.
Sorry, I said, how does their fee compare to last year? Is it the same?
It's the same as we paid last year.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Next on the agenda is the Human Resources Director, Dr. Childress.
Sounds like me.
Yes. I just need to
So,
speak loud.
good evening and welcome back to a new school year. I just wanted to update the board on where we ended up in the teacher hiring pool and ranks. Last year we had 50 teachers turnover. This year 53, which is quite a bit. We're all aware that we're in the people business and our people are our programs, and when our people move, then our programs are not the same. So I've been talking to Rob about ways that, and he's got tons of great ideas about ways that we can really encourage folks to stick around. I think our insurance is going to make a big difference. I think our salary schedule is going to make a big difference, but it's going to take a little bit of time. Especially that piece where you're looking at 19 folks from traditional pathways out of the 53. And that's pretty amazing. In my 13 years in HR, I haven't seen that kind of percentage before. So it just means that fewer folks are entering the traditional pathways. I am happy to say that our 18J1 teachers, 9 of them are already here, and the other 9 are set to show up in the next 2 weeks. I do want to give kudos to the principals, the 1 or 2 that are going to be a week or 2 out. Our principals have been working hard to bring in retired teachers, cover those classes so that those kids can get a good start to the school year and a smooth transition as a new teacher transitions in after a week or so. So really kudos to our principals. So, and that's it for me.
Any questions for Brian? Thank you, Brian.
He answered my J1 question. I was curious if they were all here, so good to know.
Rob said if you talk really close to the mic, they can hear better.
Okay.
So, outside yelling at kids' voices.
Oh, I can do that. Okay. I'm really proficient.
Future voice.
Mhm.
Your teacher.
Okay, next up, we have discussion items. The first item A is policy DKC-R, expense authorization reimbursement. This is the second reading. Do you have anything that you've added, Bev, anything
No
different?
changes.
Okay, is there any discussion about that? Next is policies, district revisions. This is the first reading, and Bev has provided a very nice synopsis there. This is the first reading, so this is the discussion phase. Is there anything that anyone would like to discuss about all of these? The only thing that I will add is that if we decide we want to, we can take any of these out of the whole thing and vote on it separately when it comes down to the third reading and the vote on it. Okay, next up we have the consent agenda. We have the personnel action report. What is the pleasure of the board?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Chris Brown,
Aye.
Rob Cruz,
Aye.
Amy Grantham,
Aye.
Nancy Hopper,
Aye.
Katie Jess,
Aye.
John Proudy,
Aye.
Melissa Smith.
Aye. I cannot believe this. Are we missing something? Advanced planning. A, district welcome back meeting is 7:30 a.m., August 16th, which is tomorrow. First day of the 2022-2023 school year is Wednesday, August 17th. And the Board of Education meeting in September, September 19th. Board of Education meetings in October are the 3rd and the 17th. At some point, we're gonna do a phase 5. I think, Rob, you and I need to talk. Did you talk to Dr. Zila at all?
Say it again. Say it again.
Rob, did you talk to Dr. Zila at all?
Rob, did you talk to Dr. Zila at all?
Yes, I did. I did not get any dates from him yet. Well, you know the joke I sent you, so he guessed, that it wasn't COVID, let's just say. And so he was teasing me, but he said we'd get back and we'd figure out another date as soon as possible to get that, fifth, session in. And he sent us a preliminary agenda, what he'd like to accomplish during that time. So, again, I think it's just a matter of me getting back and figuring out when I can be in. I'm hoping that's very soon.
Okay. All right, I stretched it out as long as I can, but we are adjourning this meeting at 7:14 p.m.
Wowzer McGowzers.
That's